Hello, this is Lulu from Lulu Rowan Handcrafts, and today I am just working in my little space doing a brioche scarf. As you can tell, this is kind of more complicated pattern. I also am having some green tea today, so feel free to join me with some tea as I just go over my process. I am using a knit loom. I don't like to use the machines. I like to do this by hand. So I'm going to show you a little bit of the process. So the first row here, for this entire project, I am doing 3 at the beginning and 3 at the end for a border. So they are going to be different pattern from the rest of the pegs. This is 21 pegs in total. So the first 3, this one is really just a border. So that way you get this little lovely edge. The first one I am doing mostly pearl, so this one is going to be an E-wrap. Just like so. And I'm going to wrap it like that. And this one will alternate. So each one of these pegs, these 2 pegs, are going to alternate between being E-wrapped or purled. So now this one's purled. And then I just like to make the pearl loop a little bit bigger on here. It's easier for me to see since my colors are kind of similar, and I apologize for that. It might make it a little harder to see. So the first one that I'm going to do is on these ones that have 2 different yarn strands. So this one's just going to be a yarn over, and then I'm going to go ahead and purl this one. Just like so. And I'm going to continue that until I get to the last 3 that are my border again. And just so you can kind of see, you can tell the difference when you start doing the pearl kind of comes up with this one. Well, the ones that I'm using for the yarn over are going to be E-wrapped later on. And you can see how it's a little different. It gives it a texture. Kind of makes it look like there's little columns too. I'll show you that in a little bit. Yarn over and pearl. This seems pretty complicated, and I'll admit when I first started it was kind of complicated. But as you start getting down the method, it gets a little bit easier. So now we're already yarned over, now we're at the 3 border. So this one is going to be a pearl. Oh, let me get more string so the tension's right. And then this one's going to be E-wrapped. Sorry, I'm just getting this all bundled up here. Right. And then this is going to be the border. So I'm just doing a front wrap. And it'll be that nice little border line. And now this is going to be purled. Since we did the E-wrap before, this gets purled. And then since we did purl before, now this is getting E-wrapped. And then you'll see the 2 pattern here. Those usually are a sign that those are the ones that we skipped over since we did the yarn over. So that's a good little tip. So now we have 2 here because I'm yarning over every other one. All right, so that way you can see a little bit better. Yarn over and back to the E-wrap. And over. Yep. 1 second. Yarn over and E-wrap. All right, and now we're on to the 3 border. So I am going to go ahead and E-wrap this one. And this one's going to be pearl. When in doubt, I like to think of it, if this is the row that's going to be E-wrapped, usually the first one is the same and then the opposite. So in this case, E-wrapped. So this one would be E-wrapped and then purled. And then now that way. Now we got the border. Well, thank you for joining me. I'm just going to be continuing to do that over and over again until I get the desired length, until this starts getting into the yellows that this roll goes into. If you would like to visit my Etsy shop when this is available, or if you want to look at my other scarves and hats and my ornaments, my Etsy page is lulurowanhandcrafts.etsy.com. Thank you and have a good day.